What would it look like if the church got together and decided that we were going to sow into God's kingdom before we ever looked at our kingdom? See, I believe that our mindsets would change. I believe that our church would see people come and in different areas and see life change, because this is a church that is looking at God's kingdom rather than what they want. Rather than saying, I want these songs, we say, I want whatever songs will bring transformation, will bring change into people's life. See, when I remember everything that I have, everything that God has given me, everything that He has blessed me with, it comes from Him. Obedience is so much easier. When I take the blessings that God has given me and I sow into His kingdom and I say, thank you, Lord, for these blessings. I'm supposed to give my 10%. Okay, yes, Lord, that's what you want me to do. That's what I'm going to do. And then we give to Him. And we're not worried about our own kingdom at that point. You might say, but I have bills to pay, Greg. But guess what? When we worry about God's kingdom, guess what God does? He sows into us as well. He does things in our lives like we never thought would ever do. His kingdom is tithing. His kingdom is serving. His kingdom is being in church every Sunday and just giving God what belongs to God. But what we do is we worry about this that God has given us. And we go, wait, you know what? I got things I got to do today, so I'm going to sow into my kingdom first. And you know what? And then what we do is, I see this a lot. We go like this. So I've sowed into my own kingdom, and then I go, okay, God, this is all I have left, so bless me, Lord. And we wonder why God doesn't bless us, because we're not sowing into God's kingdom first. We're more interested in giving Him kind of the leftovers. We're like, okay, yeah, this is all I got. Well, but we just sown so much into our own kingdom. And then when He says this, when He says, you know what, I want you to just go up. I want you to take that 10% and go up to 11%. And we're like, oh, my word, Lord, I don't know if I could do that. Because when we think about that, we're looking at our own kingdom. I remember when the Lord said, Greg, I want you to start tithing 11%. I was like, okay, Lord, let me do that, because I know whatever you want me to do, in turn, you're going to do a lot more in my life. See, this part of the prayer should help us to remember that we need to keep this focus in mind, that I am to build His kingdom and not my own kingdom. That I should be more interested in building and funding and advancing His kingdom, because in the end, guess what? We cannot take this kingdom with us. So that house that you desire, that kingdom that you want, guess what? You can't bring a house with you to heaven. You can't bring clothes with you to heaven. You can't bring your shoes with you to heaven, because guess what? It's just your kingdom, and your kingdom eventually just goes away. But what about God's kingdom? God's kingdom lasts forever, and it continues to last. So we need to be more concerned about building God's kingdom rather than our own kingdom. Too often we get stuck with what we can't do. Well, you know, Lord, I just wish I had a lot more money, because then I could do a lot more things. No, be faithful to what God has given you, and then God will give you more.